me record. Sorry. So if you guys watch the video, sorry. If you guys watch this video, but we'll see, the trade is usually very, very quick. So we enter in at about 6:28, and then we're usually out within a couple of minutes, if that long. And so that's what this week is for. I'm going to go over to trade called the Daily Bread, just to give you some history on it. The trade was God inspired, given to me, and the process that he gave it to me was based on providing basically our bread for the day, our manna for the day, just as he did to the Israelites. And so basically how he gave it to me is we're supposed to look at our monthly expenses. What does it cost us for a month of expenses? So if your monthly budget is $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, whatever that monthly budget is, you're supposed to, I was given the direction. I'm supposed to create an account based on that amount, and that will cover the lot size required. And so basically what I'm supposed to do is look at it from the standpoint of how many trading days there is in the month. So, we know we trade Monday through Friday. Those are available trading days. And it's meant to, so what's that, about anywhere between 16 and 20 trading days every month, or however many days that is. And then you divide your monthly expenses by that amount. So for instance, let's do this month. If we look at September, it's 5, 10, 15, 21 days in this month. Of course, we had the holiday, so that doesn't count. So we'll say 20 days if we were to start on the 3rd, 20 days. And I'm just going to say my monthly expenses is $10,000. Just give a round number, divide that by 20. My daily bread is that I would need to cover my expenses would be $500. And so when we go into the trade, we want to go into the trade looking to make $500 in the trade. And so that's how we would prepare for the daily bread. And I'm going to show you, let me share my screen. That would help, Denise. Give me a moment here. Change my screen size. Okay. Everybody can see my screen. I have a bunch of stuff going on here. Down. All right. So this is the trade manager. It's called the Daily Bread, is what you guys see on the screen. If you go to kxctrading.com, log in, you'll see this. When you go in, you'll have the main menu. You'll be on the dashboard. You'll come down to where it says Trade Manager, and you'll click on the Daily Bread. Okay, so once you click on the Daily Bread, I'm going to close this up. You're going to come to this page, and it'll look like this. It'll have select account. It'll have a little plus sign. You will click the plus sign, and you will put in all of your account details from your broker. The MT server name, and your broker has to be set up with MetaTrader in order to work with this at this point. So it's going to ask for your MetaTrader server name. The MetaTrader server name, I'm going to show you what that is. You'll see here, if you go to, I'm in MetaTrader 4 right now, and I believe. So I want to go to, if I go to open an account, you'll see that these are all trading servers. This second one, this is your server name where it says address. When you, this is where your server name is. I'm in MT4, just so you guys know, but I will help you guys with this if you need. So for me, if you guys want to do an easy demo that's on every phone, it's MetaQuote. Did I just click in a trade? No. Okay, it's MetaQuote's demo. That's a server. That's an easy demo account that you can set up. They start at like, I think $3,000 easy. And I'll explain all of that stuff to you guys if you don't know. So that would be your demo server name, and then you'll get, it'll say what version are you, MT4, MT5. You'll put that in. You'll put this to the side to say that you do want to turn on manual trades. You click credentials. This account name is whatever you want to name the account, because you can have multiple accounts. And so it's what you want to name it to reference it for yourself. So you'll see for personal reference. Then you'll put the MetaTrader login. It'll usually be numbers, and then you'll put in the password, which generally has, alphabet numbers or whatever you created if you changed it. Those are the things that you need in here in order to add this account. You would then add the account. That would tie the account here, and so you could literally place trades right from here. Any questions though so far? No. Okay,
I'm having some issues here. I'm trying to help Nina, but I'm not that fast.
Oh, no problem.
She's asking me to send her the link, and I'm trying to I sent her.
It's the same link. Tell her it's the same link from yesterday, the same 6 a.m. link from yesterday. So the links say the same.
She was in the shower.
Okay. So once you do that, you'll have a drop down of different accounts. You'll have drop down of different accounts that we're operating in. So I think I was in this one, yesterday. So there's a couple of different ways, and all of this that I'm talking to you guys about, when we start next week, I won't, start
on the couch.
This whole history. I will just go in, we'll talk about our trade and go from there. We'll look at the market, go from our, put our trade in, and that's it. So that's why it'll start later. It'll start about 6:15. I like to have my trade in at 6:28. In the future, you will have where you can actually schedule the trade. And so, you just schedule it for every day at 6:28 if that's what you choose to do. And you can save your parameters. I'll show you. So I have some loaded here that are saved. You can save those, and those will automatically load up. So making it very easy. And that's how it was given to me. This is for your daily bread. We do daily bread trading in the morning, and then we do another regular trading in the evening. So this is to take care of this is how I look at it. This is to take care of my monthly bills, and everything additional is to take care of what I consider ministry. So that's what I do with, the other part of my earnings. And so that's kind of, I have nonprofits, such things like that. So that's how I look at it. That's how I was given it. And so that's how I teach it. Go ahead. Oh, somebody asked some question. No? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you are? I'm sorry.
No, are we copy trading your trades on here, or we have to set up our own trades and do it, hit submit here?
So the point of this is to empower you. So you will, so it's not, so in order to set up a copy trade, I would have to link all your information to mine and all of that stuff. You're gonna, in the sense of that, of copy trading, the way, copy trading is, but are you going to mimic my trade that I put on the screen?
Yeah.
That's up to you. I can't tell you to mimic.
I understand, but
legally, I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot tell you to take this trade.
I know.
So I'm going to show you the trade that I'm taking every morning at 6. That's why I'm talking about it. Every morning at 6:28, I take a trade. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. I'm going to show you how it's done. It is up to you to decide if you would like to take that trade or not.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
We independently put in our information in the daily bread.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. This is just the tool. This is a tool, and I'll show you why the tool is so awesome. Because once you place the trade, you have to do nothing. It manages, it closes it out, it takes you to your TP. I'm about to walk through all of that and show you exactly what it does, why this tool is so awesome.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay, so I'm just giving you the history on how I work it. So basically, once you decide what that amount is, I saw my amount was $500, right? So I know that for me, that would require a 2 lot size or higher based on the way my settings is, because I'm going for a total of, if you add, so how this works is you put in your asset here. I would recommend that you work with indices or gold, metals, gold, something that has a great volatility, is what I would recommend, but you can use whatever tool you want. So I'm going to use NDX is what we're going to trade today. NASDAQ is what that is. So you can go in, put in the NASDAQ, or you can put, or I trade with gold too. It's another one that I do. And then maybe, I don't know, doesn't really matter. I haven't looked at the charts today, so let me see what the charts are doing, which one is moving kind of. I like to, oh, not the right one. What I like to do is look at, that's not the one I want. This is. So what I like to do is to look at, in the beginning, I might look at, what's moving in a general, what's like right now, this is gold. It's on the 1 minute. So, but you see, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's kind of ranging. It's ranging. It's not really picking a direction. Been ranging for a while, it looks like. Let's go to NAS. NAS has more of a direction. This is the 1 minute. You can see it took a big ride up here. Generally, when it does that, it goes back to retest the level. So we could see really easily where we could make a sell going in. I can see that very clearly. So I probably would go with NAS. And then let's see what gold, oh, that was SPX. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold is kind of in a range too. But it did have some upward movement. So you may see it go back down, but it's kind of rangy, but it's at the top, so it might go back down. But NAS has kind of the most definitive, if I had to look at something, because it had this big ride up, it went up, let's see. It went up like 63 points. So it usually comes back down to retest. That's one of the things that, you'll learn if you decide to continue on. Broke the 38. So, yep, you'll learn some of these techniques if you choose to continue with us beyond the challenge. So I like to find something that's doing something that I could clearly see. And then that's what I'll go with. So, because the point is to get in and get out. So NASDAQ, it's about 616. We have some time, so I'm gonna talk a little bit more. We don't have to put in an open price. We just have to put in our asset. If we decided, say for instance, we knew that NASDAQ was selling only, we could put in just for it to enter sells, or for it to enter right now, and it's set up to enter buys and sells. So it's going to enter 3 buy stops and 3 sell stops. So as you see here, it's 3 orders, and they're really, they're set to come, 10 points. After 10 points from entry, that's when it's set to activate a position. And then each position, the first position has a 5-point take profit. The second one has an 8-point take profit, and the third one has a 12, for a total of 25 points. So if I have a $500 amount daily bread that I need to make, I know that I need to make at least, either I need to make 50 points, which, because we're trying to get in and get out really quick, we don't really want to change that. So I want to make sure that I have an account that could at least hold 2 points for this asset. That's how that works. So you figure that out ahead of time based on what your account size needs to be, what you need to make. You figure that out, and that's what you trade every day. And you only trade this for your daily bread. It's a quick, or maybe your account can't hold, a 2 lot size. So you would do 2 daily breads, but you would do a 1 lot size for each one, so on and so forth. But we will only do 1 trade with you every day. But, and we recommend that this is done at volatile times, because if you do it during a period that it's slow, the trade could take forever.
My thing, won't create the account.
Okay, so if it keeps spinning, then you just click your refresh button up here. And that's where. Oh, are you on your phone?
Yeah,
So just refresh your phone, slide down.
yeah, I keep doing it.
Okay, go out and go back in. So it just needs to refresh and reboot the information again. I don't know if you guys saw me when it was, the balances were different. The balance and the equity was different. And I just did a refresh, and they both became the same thing.
Okay.
That's an indicator. And then the other thing that you'll see, sometimes if you click right here and this doesn't drop down, you just need to do a quick refresh. It just needs to reload it. Did it reload it?
All right, chat, it's loading.
Okay. So anytime, it generally, it's dependent on the server, but generally it shouldn't take more than a minute. If it's doing something more than a minute, like circling, whether you're on a computer or a laptop, or a phone, then just refresh it. Okay, so the next thing, so I said, so that's how you do the math here. And if anybody needs help with the math, we can talk off outside of class. Just shoot me an email. Also, the thing is, you can do a trailing stop loss. You can do, and that basically, once it goes into profit, so many points, it moves the stop loss to break even or the previous take profit on each time it hits the take profit, the next take profit. So what that means is if once it hits the take profit on order 1, it doesn't do anything. It's not going to trail anything because you only hit 1. But once it goes to order 2 and it hits the 8 points, it'll move both. It'll move this third one and this it'll move this third one into the take profit of this second one while it's waiting to get to 12 points. So that's how the trailing stop loss. So you don't, you protect your account. So I always click trailing stop loss. One closes the other. If you hover over the information button here, you can see it both, because it's open in a buy stop and a sell stop. Once it activates one side, it'll close the other orders, right? The pending orders on the other side. You can use that one, or I like to use close opposing orders on take profit. And it's because I have a hedge strategy that I teach in my master's class, and probably won't teach it in this class because it's really, it's an advanced topic, but I use this one because it basically creates an opposing order that protects in case it goes crazy. That's pretty much what I do for that. And then you can use dynamic lot sizing. So I talked about having a fixed lot size of 2 based on my account, but there's also a way that you can do dynamic lot sizing where you decide you want a percentage of your balance. Oops, I did negative. So you could say, I want 2% or $2 or $100. You could do it on dollars or percentage as your outcome. I want it. So you can go here and say, literally, let me go to dollars. I want to make $500, right? And it's going to, if you do it on dollars, you have to put in a market price. That's why I don't do it on dollars. I do it on percent because although, am I an account? Yes. Oh, I don't have an asset. I'm like, why isn't it coming up? Because it shows where the market price is. NDX. Oh, okay. 3. Oh, I'm like, what is going on? I didn't have an account. All right, there we go. No, I don't want that one though. I want this one. Okay. Use for dynamic. There's no 500%. I'm going to do 2% of my balance. If I do 2% of my balance, there you go. So it's going to automatically calculate it based on what your stop loss will be, 10 points from entry price, and then it'll give you, if I give it an asset. So if you do it this way, it'll automatically select what, like if you tell it you want it to be 2%, it'll automatically calculate what your lot size will be. That's a very big lot size, so just beware. But that's what it does. And we're about 3 minutes away. And so I'm not going to do it. You could do balance and then reward. So you see how it calculates it'll automatically calculate your risk to reward. I'm sorry, your lot size, and that you would just click submit. I'm not going to do that. So you see how if I put $500, it's telling me 10. The reason it's telling me 10 because it's only basing it off of one order, right? It's basing it off of that first order. If you notice, each time I go down, it moves. So the dynamic, you have to say which one to use for your dynamic lot sizing. So it's basing it off of if I move 12 points, that's what it's going off of. But you remember, you have 3 orders in. So it's only calculating it based off of one. So you don't need it to be that high. So you know that if I wanted a $500 risk to reward here at a 4.1, I only need really a 2 because I have 2 other orders that equal 13 points, right? So you can take that. That's a way for you to calculate how much do I need to put in. So that's what I was showing you. I'm going to keep it on fixed because now that I know that I only need a 2, right? So again, I can help you guys with this math. Not, it looks difficult, but it's really not. It's set up to help you to calculate what your amount is. Again, I'm going to go over that because I don't have time. I got a minute. Maybe I'll go out over it afterwards. So you guys have it in the recording exactly how to do the math. So 628, I'm going to enter. Let me make sure I have the right Hugo's Way account signed in, and I do. As you can see, the balances are the same. So I'm going to wait to 628. Let me see. Is this on NASDAQ? Gold is making a little move. And the trade amounts are different. Remember I said I thought it would go down based on what I saw. It's doing that already. So we're going to just wait. Oh, it's 628. Let's go ahead. And once you have that in, you literally just click submit. That's all you do. Once you click submit, oh, remove this. This stuff is just in this. You'll see that the trades automatically come on. So you have your buy stop, your sell stop, and then the 3 take profits. You do that and you wait. That's literally all we do. It will manage the trade for us from here. So let's see what it does. Afterwards, we'll have a quick question and answer, and then that's the daily bread trade for the day, which is why it'll begin to start at 6:15 rather than 6 o'clock, give you an extra 15 minutes. So we got a minute before takeoff, which is also opening bell. I'm sorry, did I hear someone's asking a question? No. Okay. $6:30. So it activated. So what this did, just so you guys know, it activated, it looks like it activated the buy stops. Okay. It activated both. So my account size was not enough to cover. I don't know why it looks like it wasn't enough to cover 3 trades. So it only activated 2. So this is why some people close the others. I keep them open because I know it's going to go up and go back down. I'm not worried about having both trades open at opening bell. And you also, as you can see, this one trade is in profit. Well, it was in profit. You can also manually close. It's up to you. It doesn't prevent you from being able to manually close as well. So it hit it, the reason it closed before hitting is because it hit the, oh no, here we go. The 200s, it went into, it hit the stop loss. It moved it into its stop loss and it hit. So you've made 200 already. Now it's about to come down because it activated both sides, remember? So now it's going to come down and grab these. So now you could have did the one closes the others, which would have meant you would be done with your trade because it would have closed. These ones wouldn't have never opened, and you would have just been done for the day and made $200. But because of how it was going, I trade with the other means. Now, we see we're going into some negative territory, pretty high negative territory. This is where I use my hedge strategy to get out of this. But I'm gonna go and look at the charts and see what it's doing. I keep going into this. I want to show you guys how I combat this. Where is my? Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead, put on our Quantum FX Pro. Oh yeah, it's coming back. It's gonna come back down. So it came and it hit this major SR pivot point here. It's going to retest this. You saw it just crossed during this time. I'm on the 1 minute right now. So let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm on the 1 minute instead of 30 seconds. Let's see. So got a double top right here. I'm gonna give it a couple of more before I look at putting, yeah, I knew it was gonna show that. We have both so we have a cross here, which is indicating it could possibly be moving over. So I have both this is telling me it's neutral because it's showing both at the same time. So before I jump and make any major moves, I'm gonna wait for it to make a decision. This is how we kind of mess up and get nervous because we see all of that movement happened when it's just a trick. That's bank manipulation. That's happening at opening bell. Basically, we can see from our confluence pillars that there's really the charts are really neutral throughout multiple time frames. It's not really a buy or a sell, and so they're trying to catch up traders, scared traders, in this zone. So right here, as long as your account can hold it while it's neutral, you wanna stay neutral. There is a hedge strategy, like I said, that you could operate, activate usage of. We just got a rejection candle here at a support zone, a resistance area. So I know it's going to come back. And we teach candlestick knowledge as well. So you'll learn how to read. We got this rejection candle. We're getting a lot of rejection candles. Even as these were going up, they were rejecting at the top, which means that it was fighting to go up, but it was rejecting the whole way. So these are some of the things that we teach you to know when to, jump out, when to worry, when not to be concerned. As you can see, starting to come back down. Let me go back to, I got to move this. I'm moving this thing all around to see where is my trade. But again, I only put in one side of the trade, we would be done with our trade already. So it's coming back down. I just want to watch the market while it's coming back down. I'm not worried about that. I want to see how this gets past this support level here, which is going to give me a good indication of how it comes down, because we just had this doji candle right here. So that's what we did when we hit that support there. That's why I like to have both of my screens up, but during the daily trade, it usually doesn't require that. But as you can see, it's coming right back down. It's continuing to come down. But we're starting to run into this support area here. So, but again, you still have, and again, if when you take the education sessions, you'll learn about this indicator, why, these two lines are vertical and what that means. I teach about what this is, this is a customized indicator that I created. I coded myself personally. So I know exactly what it's doing, and that's what I teach. It's an awesome indicator. I call it the Swiss Army knife of indicators. And so we're just going to continue to watch it play its game. So you can also see, this is what I call my trend cloud. We're starting to get blue clouds back again. So as it continues to come down, we know we also have to cross this price level. This gold line is a price level. So we know we have to also cross that. So we're about 10 minutes into the trade. We got in at 628, it's 638. You can also see all these rejection candles at the top, meaning that it's rejecting buyers. So that's another clue that you're going to continue selling your long wicks. These wicks are rejections of rejection. When it's at the top, it's rejection of buyers. When it's at the bottom, it's rejection of sellers. So we have this small support here we got to get by. And then we're going to have this bigger support afterwards. So it's looking at crossing. You can see the cloud is looking at crossing this price line, that gold line. The cloud is trying to cross right now. Didn't mean to turn this into an education session, but you know, you can't tell the market what it's going to do. So it's continuing to come down. But I just want you guys to see what it looks like, because this on the actual chart, what it looks like as it comes down. So you can see what you're struggling with and why you don't panic. This indicator helps you to see exactly what the struggle zone is and what's going on at that time so that you don't panic.
Did it automatically apply that trend line?
It does. So that's what you just saw, the movement. It automatically does the trend line. Now that movement I don't like in this instance of the trade, because once this blue trend line starts to move, you know that it's the bull. So the trend line moves with the movement. So you know that the bulls are starting to get active. When you see that blue trend line moving, the bulls are starting to get active. When you see the red trend line moving, the bears are starting to get active. And so for me, that wasn't necessarily good, but it wasn't time for me to start making a decision yet, because it's still, as you see, they both went vertical until I see, more bearish indication. Then I'll put in my hedge measures or my hedge strategy for this trade. Oh, but I'm getting to margin. So only because, dang it. All right, so I have to hedge. All right, let's see this. I wanted to wait to see if it shifted. So we just got another green bar on the confluence pillars, which for me, it's against my current trade. But still, I'm trying it. So when this passes here, these pivot levels will shift. They'll shift. So I know this is a major struggle area because it couldn't, at the time it was down here, it couldn't cross. So there's a lot of bullish support there. So I'm just trying to see if it's going to retest this area because it's given me my 4th point for an upward trend. We have a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. So that's giving me indication that it is, and it just shifted. So you can see the levels moved, which is not a good indication for me, but after it moves, it usually comes back. So I'm gonna wait till it comes back as much, see if it's gonna break this level. And then I'm going to, I would implement my hedge measures if I'm unable to be successful in exiting this trade. And I'll show you. I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of what that is. But I might not be able to complete it while we're on the call. But I'll keep, I don't know, I'll have to just keep recording, I guess, so you guys can see the end result of it.
God is so good. I love how you could stay calm through all of this instead of jumping in another trade that'll mess you up even more than what you're going through right now.
Well, because it hasn't really given me, like I said, it hasn't really given me a full flat confirmation until this makes my next, I got a lower high, a higher low, and a higher high, but I'm on the 32nd. So we know the lower time frames is not like real analysis. It's just giving you what's happening currently. So because it's the 32nd, I'm not really panicked because things can change at a blink of an eye on the 32nd. So, now this is where I was saying I wanted to see how it reacted off of this zone. And it had a little bearish support. So it's given me some confidence that it may go down a little lower. I do have some other things that I could implement before. And I know, again, like I said, in the masterclass, you learn about the hedge and see, because it did reject there, I would get into a hedge. I want to wait till it closes. I'll see. It's playing. It's still playing at this level. Because I guess too, I have the hedge strategy, which is taught in my masterclass. So I know that, the hedge is there, that I can always implement the hedge as well. So I know that also. And I'm just waiting.
I was thinking the same thing, what she said. I was just looking at you. You so calm over there right now. My dreads would be everywhere, all over the place. I'd be coming in patches of hair, just ball. You know what I mean? Yeah, I swear to goodness. I'm like, man, what? And you just so calm. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get that calmness. I'm trying to tell you, I'll be running around throwing stuff, exit a trade, went back in, exit, went back in, but yeah.
I'm telling you, so my hedge strategy was given to me, and he told how he gave it to me was, he said, I'll put a hedge of protection round about you. And so when you learn the hedge strategy, you will really understand what I mean when I say is a hedge, is a hedge. And when I first got it, I was, when you first give you something, we might misuse it a little bit because we'd be like, hey, so I will say I misused it a little bit. And then he had to reel me in and say, that's not how I told you to use it, right? So now I'm gonna stop that story just to say, so remember I said, whichever trend line starts to move, that means that party is active. So we saw that even though this indicates bullish, because we have, we no longer have the bearish, but the bearish is active because it started moving. So even though like this blue line indicates we're in bullish territory or that it's bullish, whenever this red line is moving, it lets you know that the bears are active, We got a little bit of white in here. Remember, I told you we're real active right here. So I really want to see what this looks like around here before I make my decision. It has to really, really show me that it's going to take off bullish for me to just, for me to hesitate. Because if not, like she said, it'll get me in more trouble by putting in multiple trades. That's what happens. And so you just wait for it to really, really give you that confirmation that, yeah, this is where we're going, because you do have the hedge. Now, see, this blue one is moving. So it tells me that the bulls are active. So I may want to look at and I know because of my account is close to margin, I need to, look at making a decision pretty quickly here. I got this short, because it's giving me low, high, higher low, higher high. I got a higher low. So, that's a trend. That's an upward trend. So it is giving you that information on the 30-second time frame that it is going bullish. Not only that, you have these confluence pillars here that's also telling you that, hey, we were gray, now we're green. So you need to start looking at putting in your hedge, which how I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you guys really quick. This thing is in the way. I'm trying to move this out the way, and I'm moving everything but that. So see, every time I go to make that decision, it gives me some bearish movement here. See, it just moved that back. So it's like, okay. I'm watching my histogram to see I just got a lot of histogram. So again, all of it is letting me say, wait, it's still not giving me, like I said, full confirmation to move forward and put that hedge in yet. I know I have that tool in my chamber. So I know that that's already there. So that's where the piece comes in at. Like I have, I have a tool that I could use. At the end of the day, I know I got a hedge. God's got a way for me. He's got a way for me out. I know that. Now, when we trade on Apex with Tradeovate, I'm sorry, doing futures trading, because a futures doesn't allow you to do a buy and a sell, you can't use the hedge strategy. So that's why I told you guys the daily bread trading is not for that account, because you can't do that type of trading. And I want to show you, I want to take these candles off really quick to show you, see how the cloud, well, it was starting to move down. That's also another indication that it's starting to go down, but let me go back up. We got our MACD, I'm sorry, it's like the MACD, but it's a histogram. It actually has several different indicators in it, including an Elliott wave oscillator. We're losing bullish momentum as you see the dark green lines went light green and they're getting shorter. So all of those is telling me, just wait, just wait. All of these are signs that's letting me know that you have your tool in your belt, but just wait, and let's just wait this out and see before you wrong thing. Telling you this is all in my way before you go forward. And so that's why I'm waiting. We're going to see, is it going to respect this trend line? Is it going to break it? So we're seeing how it's acting at that trend line. It's starting, it's trying to break it. And if that breaks it, it'll move down to the next trend, the next level of a trend line. So again, your cloud is turning white. Your cloud is turning white. Bearish sign, which is favorable for us in this position right now. All of these things is what help to make me, help me make that determination. The red trend line is moving, which means that the bears are having some activity. So we're going to keep calm and keep in the position and see where it takes us. Again, remember, I said we don't try to tell the market what it's going to do. We look at the signs that the market is telling us to see what the market is telling us it's going to do. And I think that's where we mess up when we try to say, okay, it's gonna go here, it's gonna go there. We don't know. We just react off of what it tells us. That's how we operate. We react off of what it tells us. And so based on, you know, my indicator is helping us to see that. It's like the indicator is like putting on glasses. It's helping us to see what, you know, see better. That's all it's doing. So we can see, if I take this off again, we can see that the cloud is narrowing. It's coming together, it's getting narrow. So as you can see, the cloud goes narrow, then it widens up. When it's about to, you know, it goes narrow, widens up. So now this is a good indication. Price is below, well, it was below that trend line. So that's also, you know, whether it's a prices on top or below is a good, you know, is a sign as well. 654. See if it's going to break this trend line again. Now, if it's unable to break this trend line again, that means that it retested the trend line and the bulls are staying strong. So that's my sign to get into a hedge. If it, because it broke it, right? It broke it, and then you got this indecision candle here, right? See, and remember what I said, whichever trend line is moving, that's the trend line that's what's active. So because the bulls are moving, the bulls are active. But do you see how that line went straight across and it kind of created, like, you know, what I would do with a double top? If I was to put a trend line there, would be a double top. So I'm going to wait and see if it breaks this. If it breaks this blue resistance, so it's between this trend line and this blue resistance, is going to make me make my decision. Broke it again because it made a double top. All a double top is, remember, it's previous resistant area. It went back to the previous resistance area. So previous resistance means that there's some sellers sitting there. It's almost 7 o'clock. We should have some influx into the market at that time. A lot of rejection happening. We want to see price below this red trend line. We want to see it below it, and then we want to see it start to adjust. We're at the price line, which is this gold line here. So that's a really it's kind of synonymous, if you guys know about like the 200 EMA strategy. That's not the 200, but it's kind of synonymous, the same kind of idea or concept as that, price being below or above the 200. If you know that strategy, it's synonymous with that. And this is how it works when, if you get in, you use the daily bread and it's not a volatile time. This is what I mean when I say you'll get out of the trade, but it takes longer. So you'll be sitting in the trade longer if you trade it when it's not a lot of movement. So it just recreated a resistance zone up there, letting us know that it couldn't break that zone. So that's, but once it does create that, sometimes it will go back to retest that zone, but it created a resistance zone. So you know that sellers are there. Class is supposed to end at 7 o'clock for this daily bread this week. So for those that have to leave, you can. I already knew it was going to do that at 7. But for those who, well, you guys might get to see, yep, you guys are going to look at this. Why you don't panic, because you would have been mad at yourself.
Hey, I love your calm through that storm.
Wait a minute, why? I'm like, why they moving?
You know, I went and jumped in and out of so many trades and blew my account.
You are
Oh,
funny.
God, I love this.
Here
Thank you
go.
for
Here you go.
this. I love it.
Good morning, sweetheart. There you go. Trade hit.
I
Profit
love
hit.
it. I love it.
So y'all got to see me not panic.
Good, got me good, girl.
So just on those trades, you made your 1, 2, 3. So because I didn't realize I wasn't checking my margin and all that, it's only going to open up what it allows you enough forward margin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. My goal was 500. I made 460 for the day, based on if my budget was $10,000. Again,
Good.
Papa's still up in the bed, I think, sweetie. My grandbaby. Sorry, you guys. So now that everybody's breathing again,
Mhm.
any questions? I know that was kind of rough for you guys.
That was
Why?
I have a question. Flynn.
Okay. Go
I know-
ahead.
I noticed that was news, right? Which happened. So
Mhm.
knowing that news was coming, you still stayed in the market? Oh, wow.
So the reason why is because, okay, so I don't know, if you were on here when I came in and I said, I think it was, wait a minute, we were like,
Yeah,
where did,
when you said that it stayed a higher, it went up and it went up.
It went
up. Yeah, so you know
Right.
that.
Yeah,
it's come back
exactly.
down. Yeah.
Right. And so what is news? What is news though?
What is news?
No, I want you to talk through this. What is news?
News?
Mm-hmm.
Well, news is it's just an event,
Right.
yeah, that happens, and it could either send the market in a positive, up or down.
Right.
And
So,
then
but one of the things is this. So for instance, news this is a question I want to ask you. So we get like the CPI, the unemployment, we get, all of these different reports that come out with the news, right?
Mhm.
So I have a question for you, and I want to know, has anybody ever thought about this? Do you think that if they, let's say the NFP, the non-farm payroll, NFP, which is a big one that always moves the market, right? NFP comes on Fridays. So do you believe that when the NFP comes out that they have, when do you think that they have the numbers for the NFP?
Maybe the night before or the day
Okay.
before. Mhm.
Okay, so if they have the numbers the day before or the night before, and it's supposed to affect the economy, right? They already have the numbers. Do you believe that the institutions already know the numbers?
Yes.
So now, if the institutions already have the numbers, they already know the numbers, and it is meant, they're just putting the numbers out to the public, right? But if they already have the numbers, then they've already made the decision of what they're going to do based on the numbers, right? Because we're thinking this through. This is a
Correct.
thought process.
Correct.
So if I already, like for instance, if I already know tomorrow is your birthday, I'm going to plan to get you a present, hopefully the day before or before I got to go to your birthday party, right? Before the event,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So I'm already planning to do what I'm going to do for you before the event, right? But you don't know what's going to be in your birthday present, but I do, right? Because I plan to give you something. I plan to do something based on the fact that I knew this event was happening and I knew. So the same thing happens with banks. Banks and institutions run the market, period. Retail traders are like an ant to the market, okay? So banks and institutions, that's why we have what's called order blocks and things like that. That's where bank orders and big institution orders and hedge funds, that's where all of their money sits. That's where the big players are, right? So if they have the ability to move the market and they have a place that they want to go to, because remember, for every trade, there has to be a buyer and a seller, right? In the live market, there has to be a buyer and a seller, but we're all looking at the same chart. So if I'm looking at the same chart that you're looking at, we know that it is perception and psychology because we're looking at the same chart.
Right.
So what is making me think it's a buy and you thinking it's a sell? It's your perception, right? So we also know that banks can change, people can change their perception based on the education that they're taught. If you're taught to see this signal as an indication that it's a buy, and I'm taught to see that indication as a sell, we have different perceptions of the same exact event. So if you program your mind to believe that every time there's a news event, you have the probability of losing a trade, you've just programmed your reality. So when I look at news as an opportunity to work with the manipulators and gain, because I need movement in order to make money. If the market doesn't move, you don't make money, period, point blank. I don't care what you're trading. If the market doesn't move, you're not going to make any money. So when are the most times that the market moves? When it first opens, because all of the old orders were sitting overnight or whatever, and everybody wakes up and throws everything into the market. So that's why you have the volatility at the 8:30 New York opening bell. And then the next time that there's that there's going to be a lot of volatility is during news. So they program us to believe that, because, every education course, remember, if you look, and I need you to pay attention to these things. If you look at the courses, I want you to start looking at the free education courses that are online about trading. They're from people like Baby Pips, Forex Factory. Forex Factory has a whole education. They're from a lot of big institutions and banks that they're sponsored by, because they're teaching you how to trade that event. They're teaching you what to think and what to believe about an event. And so again, remember I said that the Lord gave me the hedge of protection. So because I have that hedge, I'm not worried about the bank events. My trade manager, when we get to that topic, my trade manager, when you're putting in a trade, it will allow you to automatically place a hedge where you don't even have to worry about it. That if it goes 20, 30, whatever you set it at, pips the opposite direction, it automatically creates an opposing trade, which basically leaves your loss at whatever that amount is. So if you say 20 points or 20 pips or whatever, and that gives you $100 loss, if you have a buy and a sell and you only have that $100 loss, and I'll show you how to make up that $100 loss in the hedge strategy to where you break even or become profitable. So again, the banks, I'm sorry, but they can't box with God. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it like that.
I saw that.
So,
2 years ago.
exactly. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so that was I'm dating myself. But anyway, yes. So that's the whole thing. So it's and remember, afternoons, it's only going to return to market structure. So let me show you the manipulation that just happened here. I'm gonna take this off for a minute. So this is where we were at. We were going up. Remember, I was showing you that we were going up. The trend was going up. Remember, I was showing you that, right? So what does news come and manipulate it? It's not gonna shoot it up because they got all these people buying because they see this trend going up. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna manipulate and I'm gonna wipe out all these people that are in buy trades and I'm gonna take all their money and hit their stop losses. And they just wiped out all of these buyers.
Ah, gotcha. And then they just go right back up to where they.
And what did they do? Go right back to where it was. And and if I was in a buy, I would have just put a hedge in right here. You know, my hedge would have came in and I would have waited for them to come right back up. Simple as that.
Wow. I so love how you put scripture to this. I'm kind of like that, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God is within her, she cannot fail. And, you know, I stick with this. And because I put the word and just, I'm really loving this, the way that you're doing this.
Thank you. It's how it was given to me. So.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I have to prepare for the 8 o'clock class and it's the intermediate advanced class. So I'm going to head out. If anybody has any questions, you guys can also ask the questions in the KXC Hub. Y'all can post them there. I am going to show you guys how you can do this trade safely. And in Tradeovate, if you do trade futures, I will show you how to do that, how to set it up. It's called a bracket order. You can do that right in Tradeovate. I'll teach that in a later, more advanced, you know, in the advanced classes later on. But yeah, there is a way that you can do this. Again, like you said, that was news. I usually do have Forex Factory up. We do usually check for the news to know that.
Yeah.
But again, because I have the hedge, and again, it's an awesome thing, but because I have the hedge, I don't panic like that. Yeah, I don't panic like that.
Okay.
I let it tell me what it's gonna do. I cut my, if I'm not in a, you know, like if I'm trading futures, I cut my losses early. I have a risk tolerance number, cut my losses early and go back in and trade again. But I have a totally different strategy that I use. So I do a sniper entry. So because of that sniper entry, yeah, I'm generally profitable. I'll just put it that way, generally profitable. So I would say probably about 90 to 98% of the time.
Wow.
Because if I am disciplined and wait for that, follow all my rules and wait for that sniper entry. I can almost say 100% if I'm disciplined and do it and follow my own rules, it's almost 100%, but I'm going to say 90 to 98. But it's the discipline, it's the mindset. We get FOMO, we get anxious, we get nervous. Like, you know, I think Donna and Jay mentioned, you know, you go in and you panic, you open another trade, you do this, you do that. Let the market tell you what it's going to do and then take it from there. All right. So
I'm on the Eastern time. So your next.
So I have 45 minutes, basically. The 8 o'clock class starts in 45 minutes. So that's why I said I had to repair. So this really, I'm gonna tell you guys, really, that was really on me, but I wanted to show you guys both sides of it, how you can. Yesterday I did it where I did one close of the other. So had I did the one close as the other, we would have been out of the trade in 2 minutes because remember, we made $200 in like 2 minutes. It was done. And then but then it act, because I didn't do one closes the other, it activated both trades, the buys and the sells.
Mhm.
But it initially activated the buys first. And had I did one closes the other, when it activated the buys, the sells would have closed. It would have closed those out, deleted those pending orders. And I would have never had the sells to take on. And that's really the way that you can do it. I do it the way I do it because I have the hedge strategy. But this was really a perfect showing of why, you know, I could do that, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that a person that doesn't know the hedge strategy do it that way. But I want to again give you guys a little bit of everything that I do, so that if you decide after the challenge to continue with us, you'll at least have a little bit of everything that we, you know, not everything, but a lot of the things that we do. Okay. So I'm going to close out at 7. It's about 7:15. Got about 45 minutes. You guys have an awesome day. Walking your
And
purpose.
show trading experience and learning from Donise on your social medias. Her platform is new. So like it's word of mouth. It's how she gonna get more people. And she's actually teaching Kingdom Purpose. And we trying to retire soon, and we want to help other people in our community retire at a young age and be able to live, walk, and thrive in a purpose. So definitely share your experience and what's going on with the KXC.
Thank you, Donna.
Oh, girl, you know I got you.
Mhm.
All right, you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you guys tomorrow or at 8 o'clock, and we also have the 6 o'clock community trading, which is a little bit different from this. But great opportunity. We had a great night last night. Everybody made their goals. And so, yeah, the video is on our YouTube channel at Kingdom Exchange on YouTube. Please like and subscribe there as well. But, yeah, you can watch the video from last night to see how we traded night to decide if you would like to join that community trading as well. It's different from the Daily Bread.
Do we use
Yes.
the same link?
Hashtag generational
So-
wealth.
Do we use the same link for the 11?
So each class has its own link. So
Okay.
the 6 a.m. Daily Bread class has its link. The 8 o'clock for beginners has its link, and the 8 o'clock for intermediate and advanced has its own link, and then the 6 p.m. So you should have 4 links.
Okay.
I'll post them again somewhere if you guys, I'll post it again in the hub, because I don't want to kill people's email boxes and text messages. So I'm always going to post everything in the hub. If I forget something, if I miss something, I know if you are signed up at the hub, I think it sends you a message to your email once I post something. But I always post, even if I mess up, like it's a correction or something, I always post it in the hub. So please, please, please make sure that's where everything will get posted. Then I'm not really good at social media, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at social media every day. So I'm learning how to post in the social media channels as well. But for sure, it will always get posted in the KXC hub. So that's one way, if like you can't find a link or something like that, they'll always be somewhere in there. All of our YouTube channels are everything, all the links for our resources are all in the community, Kingdom Currency Exchange Hub group. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You guys have a blessed day. I'm going to end this message. Once this renders and it's ready, it'll be posted on our YouTube, in our YouTube videos under 30-day challenge. All righty. See you guys later.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.